In this movie, we'll take a look at the qualifications required to apply for the Certified Associate in Project Management, which we'll refer to simply as CAPM. This certification is a great option if you're interested in getting into the field of project management or have been in project management for a short time and don't yet qualify to take the PMP exam. There are 3 categories of qualification: educational background, project management experience, and project management education. You must meet the educational background requirements, and you must meet either the experience or project management education. Let's take a look at the requirements of each. In regards to education, you must have at the minimum a high school diploma or global equivalent. If you already have project management experience with a minimum of 1,500 hours, you've already met the second criteria. But if you don't have 1,500 hours yet, don't worry, because you can also qualify by obtaining at least 23 hours of project management education, which PMI refers to as contact hours. There is no limitation as to how far back you can go in counting your accrued education hours. However, if your application is audited, you must be able to show proof. By the way, this course counts towards those hours, and shortly we'll review the other ways you can obtain these contact hours. Some people tend to get confused on how to calculate the hours of experience, since there are some stipulations in calculating overlapping projects for the PMP exam. Calculating the hours of experience for the CAPM is the same as for the PMP certification. You literally count the total hours spent on each project, which you will document within a set of forms provided by PMI during the application process. I'll take a moment to quickly show you. In this example, we'll assume that Project 1 had a total of 720 hours. Project 2 had 240 hours worked, and Project 3 had 640 hours. To calculate your total number of hours worked, you simply add them up. Therefore, our example reflects 1,600 hours of experience, which also already meets the project management experience required. As far as contact hours go, I already mentioned that these have no specification as to how far back they can go. But just as a reminder, you must be able to show proof of taking the class or course if your application is audited. As you can imagine, the content of the courses have to relate directly to project management. Each hour is calculated by total number of class hours. For example, an 8-hour course equals 8 contact hours. PMI does specify where these contact hours may come from. Here's a list of acceptable sources. The first is PMI Registered Education Providers, or REPs. These are training companies and/or programs that have been reviewed by PMI and pre-approved to fulfill the contact hour requirements. PMI component organizations refer to PMI chapters, special interest groups, or any other event or program offered directly by PMI. I do want to point out that simply attending a PMI chapter meeting does not count towards a contact hour. Also, employer or company-sponsored programs count. Training companies or consultants, such as the virtual training company. I had mentioned earlier that this course qualifies as contact hours. Also, distance learning companies that include an end-of-course assessment. Or project management related courses offered by university or college. As a final note, I'd like to mention that if you currently have your PMP certification, you are not eligible to receive a CAPM certification. And that sums up the overview of the CAPM certification. You may also download the CAPM Credential Handbook available on PMI's website.